welcome back to Small Town Voices, where I, Victoria Granados, will be interviewing small town people. Today we have with us Meghann Blach. Hi, Meghann. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here and making time in your busy schedule to join us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. So, we all know that you are Farmhouse Market's owner. Tell us a little bit about your background. And yeah.
So I am Meghann Blach, owner of Farmhouse Market. I'm married to Jeremy, and we have 3 beautiful children, Adley, Cashton, and Kaisley. And they are all 3 very involved in the coffee shop, as well as farming and ranching with Jeremy.
Wonderful.
Yes.
How did you and Jeremy meet?
So we both attended CSU, and at the time we were both animal science majors and just kind of got to do a lot of stuff together. So we met up at CSU, and while at CSU, I was working for my parents who had a processing plant at the time, and I was selling milk wholesale.
Nice.
So I sold a lot of milk to a lot of coffee shops, which in turn, between selling that and my classes at CSU, I created Farmhouse Market. I actually had a marketing class, which I was really interested in, and I did a lot with that. And one of my projects with that actually was to come to a small community and ask what is missing in the community. And so obviously I was dating Jeremy, so I was spending time out here in Yuma, and I kind of did some research as a part of my school project, and the number one thing out here was a gourmet coffee shop with a drive-thru. So as a part of my schooling at CSU, I used that in turn to do an independent study with Dr. Frazier, and he was really a big asset in helping getting my idea of Farmhouse Market put together. At the time, it was simply a school project. And so I put together everything from a business plan to financials to an idea on everything as a part of my class. And once Jeremy and I got closer to graduating, he was pretty set on moving back here. So I asked him kind of what will I be doing out here, or what should I anticipate as a job? And he's like, well, I don't know. You'll just get a job in town. I don't know. And I wasn't set on that. I kind of had grown up on the dairy with my parents and seen that my parents were always their own boss and kind of ran their own businesses, and I was always interested in kind of that idea. So we ended up out here, and I decided that maybe it was time to make my school project a reality.
Come to life. Yes. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. What were some of the really big struggles that you faced? I mean, it was a school project, so obviously, and you weren't really familiar with Yuma at the time.
For sure.
How did you take all that? How were you able to do all the research with all the people here in town?
I actually did just through people knowing Jeremy's family. Okay. I had a few different people to talk to. Going to his church, I had a few different people to talk to, so kind of that way. But it was a struggle. When I first moved out here, I was definitely seen as an outsider. I mean, I feel like coming into a small town, it's a tight-knit community and everything. So I was definitely seen as an outsider. And it was hard at first to convince people that this was going to go, because there has not been a gourmet coffee shop out here before. So I feel like there were a lot of people that weren't quite sold on my idea. And I think a lot of people thought that I was selling a cup of coffee and that was it.
Okay.
So I knew that I really had to offer a lot more than just a cup of coffee. So it was a challenge of getting that balance of what will get you in if you're not a coffee drinker, what will get you in if, you do or don't like this, or, if you're skeptical of an outsider coming in.
You had to gain their trust.
Yep, exactly.
That sounds like a really big struggle.
Yes, but I feel that we have overcome that, and I feel like I'm a very welcomed part of the community now.
Absolutely. So Farmhouse Market, what is the story behind the shop's name?
So my logo, actually, the little house is my grandfather's house, and it was called the 12-Mile House, and it was 12 miles from the center of Parker, which now the 12-mile house would probably now be considered the center of
Oh,
Parker with
okay,
how much it has
okay.
grown. But the actual logo was the house that he grew up in. And so I loved that. My grandmother always put his logo on things. She had a lady do some like greeting cards, and she like hand drew that on there.
Oh,
So that
wow.
sketch actually is what I use as my
This
logo
one?
and everything. That one, yep, that would be the house.
Perfect. It's so cute.
Yes. And then when we started designing the coffee shop, a lot of the items in the store are tied to Jeremy's family. So, like the wainscoting in the store is the house that his grandfather Harold was born in. He ended
Interesting.
up tearing that house down, so I asked him if I could use the wood, which was kind of funny because Jeremy's like, I don't know, he's pretty protective over his stuff, and so I went up and I was helping him do some stuff. So I said, Harold, I said, do you think I could maybe use this wood in the coffee shop? Oh yeah, let's load it up. And Jeremy's over there dumbfounded. He goes, if I would have asked him, he would have been so upset that I was asking to take something. So it was fun to tie both sides of the
Yes.
family, and like my big stove that's in there that has all my glass canned goods on it. That's actually the stove that was in my grandma's house growing up, and that came out of Genoa, just south of here.
Oh, wow.
And then there's a lot of different pieces like a cabinet, a sewing machine, doors, all of that just I collected from all of our families. So it all kind of tied together under the farmhouse, as it is a logo and legit items from old farmhouses. And that I offer more than just coffee.
Yeah.
Market seemed to kind of go with the name better than coffee shop or something
Yes.
like that, since there is so much more than just coffee at the store.
I totally agree with you. That's a really interesting story. So you offer a lot more than just coffee. Can you tell us a little bit about all the other products that you offer?
For sure. We've done a lot of changes in the back of the store to have our own bakery back there. So all of our baked goods are made in house, and we offer a lot of different food items, breakfast burritos, different sandwiches, things like that. But I think what we're most proud of is the fact that we sell our actual beef through the store. So it was a big change that we had been wanting to add, and we finally made that jump about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And when I did the whole addition with the store, I added just a beef only freezer. And so we have been raising our own cattle now with that as our end goal. So it's been fun to
Yeah.
add our actual product and tie our two lives of the coffee shop and farming and ranching together.
Totally. Um, so farming. How do you balance the farming with the coffee shop? Because they're both a lot of work.
They are. Luckily, I'm not expected to be running a tractor or something that has to be done then. I'm more so the getting us moved from field to field, maybe running parts here and there, and making sure Jeremy's fed as he's driving the tractor. But it is definitely a balancing act of all the many different hats. But I can rely on my kids to keep me centered on where I am or am not putting enough of my time. So
That's good.
they keep me on the straight and narrow.
That's wonderful. So what are some of the biggest struggles that you face because, farming, mother of three kids who your kids are absolutely some of the busiest kids in town. They do everything that there is to do. The coffee shop, there's always you have to be placing orders, keeping customers happy, all that. What are some struggles that you face?
I think it has taken me obviously some time to get my balancing act put together, and I think there's still moments that I don't think I do it very well or right. But first and foremost is my family. My kids and
Absolutely.
Jeremy come over everything else, and I have been able to get my coffee shop to a stage that I don't have to be there every single day. I'm not working an opening shift. I'm not, it's not a daily deal that I have to
Yeah.
be there. I mean, I pop in and out every day anyways, but I've gotten to the stage that, I know I have to do my orders. I have it down to a science as to how I do them. It doesn't take me as long to get those done. I kind of have a record of how everything needs to be done, and I can
Yes.
move through that quickly. So, it's really taken extreme organization, I guess, on my end of,
Absolutely.
and thankfully Jeremy's a very good planner and very organized. So he kind of helps me with, okay, my schedule is this, this, and this week. I need help with this, and moving this. Okay, I need to do this, and this. So I'll do this day, this day. And then in the middle, we're chasing kids, cattle, sports, everything else in the mix. But it was definitely an extreme balancing act there for a while. But I feel like I kind of have a good flow going right now.
Yes, absolutely. How do you like stay calm during hard situations? Because all that, you have to make your schedule. You have to cope with Jeremy's schedule, the kids' schedule. Then you have to do all the barista schedule. How do you like stay calm?
I'm not sure if I do, but I try.
You try.
But Jeremy, I have to give 100% credit to, because he is my voice of reason, my take a deep breath, we're fine. Let's take a step back, look at this, and this. And, I'm blessed with, at the coffee shop, I do have just an awesome crew that works with me. Everyone wants the best in the end for the store. And then I have my kids that they know when I need a hug. They know when they all need to get outside and go play with something outside away from mom, and let me sit in the office and stress over things. So
that's wonderful that your whole family is just like your rock, your support.
100%.
So without the crazy side, what do you enjoy most about owning the store?
I love my community involvement that I can have now. I feel that I'm involved in a lot of different aspects between schools, sports. We helped with the senior supper. We've helped with just a lot of different events or activities or clubs throughout town. I love that I can, make a gift basket or make a money donation or, get products for something. I love that I can give back to the community that gives so much to Farmhouse Market.
Yes. Why is supporting the community so important to you?
Because without the community supporting me, I don't have a business. If I'm not going to in turn, show my support to other people, then I feel that way that, I never see you in town. I never do this. Why am I going to your business if I don't see you in return, helping out with something or sponsoring something like that. Yes. So I really pride myself on being able to give back to the community that gives so much to us and supports us on a daily basis.
Absolutely. You already talked a little bit about this, but how do you balance your mom life, just your mom life, with your business life? Because that's, a lot.
I think, as I said, my kids are very good at keeping me in line with what we need to do. And I do take advantage of school. I know that before school and after school, I'm mom. Yeah. I try to not be at my store. I really have to focus on my kids. But then while they're in school, I take that time that, okay, I can get my orders done. I need to do this. I'm organizing the freezer. I'm setting up for the next seasonal something, getting ready for Christmas, whatever it is. So I try to really take advantage of the time while they're at school to really focus on my coffee shop, since I'm already in town and kind of have all of that already right there.
Totally.
I really try to focus on that. And I've gotten to where on weekends I try to not go into the store, because that is my time for either sports or to be in the barn with my kids or on the ranch with them.
Totally.
I don't do great at it, but I try.
Sometimes you just have to pop in for a coffee,
right?
Make sure everything's running.
Exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
So now that it's up and running, now that your coffee shop is up and running, and you know how to balance your mom life somewhat, what are some struggles that the coffee shop faces now, like as a running business?
So I think kind of our two biggest issues right now is price of everything. It all just keeps going up, so we have to keep balancing that of, what's our cost of goods? What are we bringing in that we have to turn a profit on, and how are we going to do that? So just financially, the price of everything is a struggle. And employees. Right now we're running with 26 employees there, and a good percentage of them are high schoolers. So I have to balance, letting my high schoolers have a life as well. They're all in sports, they're all in different clubs, different activities. So not only are they students right now, they're athletes or FBLA, CCLA, FFA, all of those things on top. So I feel like I do a lot of juggling with them as well, because I don't want to take away from their high school years. I mean, that's a big time in everyone's life, but at the same time, I need to be able to count on them as an employee at the store as well. So I feel like that's a big balancing act, and I really dread sitting and doing the schedule because I don't know my own schedule, let alone trying to work through 26 other people's schedules.
High schoolers who have like
And
a million other things
yes,
going on.
exactly. So that's a big struggle just because there is so many of us trying to fill so many spots. And since we have gotten so busy at the coffee shop, I used to be able to get away with one, maybe two people running a shift. Now I'm up towards 3 or 4 people, and then it's multiple shifts a day. So it's a lot of people that I need to count on to show up and keep us rolling.
Absolutely. So since you mentioned the Farmhouse Market is very, very busy, do you know how many people go through your store like a month?
No, I guess I don't necessarily look at my stats that way, because I feel like there's a lot of people that'll come through in the morning and grab a coffee and then come back in the day and grab a sandwich or something, or a coffee in the morning and their gallon of milk and eggs in the afternoon or something like that. So I guess I don't have a number to put on that exactly.
Okay, but it's a lot.
It's a
we
lot.
know it's a lot.
It's a lot, yes.
That's what do you take pride in, since like from your store, what are you most proud of?
I love the family history of it all. I love that, I can tie it back to my family, Jeremy's family. I love that my kids are interested in it. So maybe they'll want to take it over in the future, or just the true family base of it, of then not only my family, but the fact that I try to treat everyone, all of my employees, as a family there.
Absolutely.
Just the true family value of, here it is. I have to thank the generations before me for getting me to this stage and offering this idea and, idea of it all. But then also hope for the future that one of my kids want to take it over and keep it rolling.
Absolutely.
So I can retire someday.
So with that in mind, would you ever think of expanding?
No. I've had some offers, and I've thought about it, but I like the true one-of-a-kind feel here.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had offers in Ray, but if I go to Ray, I already have the wood from Harold's house here.
Yes.
Do I just go buy random wood there?
No.
Do I, I feel like I lose that true
home,
personal touch that means so much to me here if I try to expand. And honestly, it's crazy enough having one location, and I don't need to add the stressor, because the next closest location would probably be Ray. Well, that's 30 minutes away. That's a lot of driving. That's a lot of kind of time that I would end up taking away from my kids.
Totally.
So,
yeah.
Nope. As of now, it's only one location.
It's only one location. Okay.
The one and only.
Where do you see Farmhouse, since it's the one and only? Where do you see that in 10 years?
I feel like kind of my big goals I've already reached. I wanted to, when I first opened, my big thing was adding ice cream. So I added that. I have all the different aspects of that. And then the expansion project was kind of our next big plan to make our drive-thru more efficient with 2 windows, giving us more working space, almost tripling our bakery area. So kind of all of that. And our own meat. That was our kind of next big goal. So I feel like as far as big goals go, I don't have anything in the works right now, but just constantly changing things up, keep people interested in coming in the front door and see kind of what's new, different, what's going on. And so just little changes as of now. And
okay.
Let's see, in 10 years, Adley only be, she'll be 21. She could be close to coming back. Maybe she'd be interested in taking it over then.
Hopefully.
which then she'll probably take it over and go, oh, all right, we're changing this, this, and this, Mom. I don't like it.
That
But
would be
we'll see.
That would be sad. Maybe Casey.
Yeah, okay. Well, she's my fashionista. She'll probably be like, and we're adding a clothing line, Mom.
I mean, you kind of do. You have your hoodies. You have the sweatshirts.
That is not
shirts.
shimmery, glittery enough for her. So it might be way more exciting when she takes over.
Big glitter. It's gonna be LED lights.
I was gonna say it'll be way more neon if she takes it over.
Okay.
That's okay. It'd be exciting.
Yeah. Hey, party cowgirl. That's
there
fine.
it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's wonderful. What are some like aspects of Farmhouse that you really go like, wow, I'm really proud of how I accomplished this. I'm really happy because I get a lot of ideas, and when you accomplish them, you're like, oh wow, that was something big and it got done.
Yep.
What are some like aspects of Farmhouse that you feel that way besides like the meat, the family history?
I think my biggest accomplishment, I guess, was getting to the stage that I could step back a little bit. I'm still involved in all ordering, inventory, employee management, that side of it all. But the fact that I don't have to be working that opening shift, I don't have to be, scheduled daily or even, so many times a week up front. I like the fact that I can step back and do more of just the management side instead of the day-to-day side of all of it. So I like the fact that I'm not so much stressed over being a barista on top of mom, wife, and all of that. I feel that now that I can kind of step back, that kind of opened me for more opportunities to help Jeremy do stuff or do things in the back where before I didn't have time to research, new products or this or that I felt like I was constantly using my time at home to look up new places, look up new, different lines to bring in or something. So I like that I can step back and kind of do more of the management side of everything. Because when I first started, I worked open to close 7 days a week, and it was extremely time consuming. But I feel like Jeremy and I were newlyweds, and we were just kind of nose to the grindstone of, we want to build a family, we want to have all this stuff. So like now's our time to really work hard, buckle down, and kind of start saving money, do anything to get going to prepare for a family, because we knew that hopefully someday we'd have a bunch of kids and be able to focus on them. So I feel like that's kind of my big moment of pride and accomplishment, that I did build this literally from working every day, all day, to being able to step back and
absolutely
see it from kind of a different point of view.
Totally. How old is Farmhouse Market?
Let's see, 14 years old.
14 years old. So that was like, how old is Adley?
11.
That was your first baby.
Yeah, and I actually even opened Farmhouse Market before I got married. So I think my mom and Carla wanted to kill me because I was not interested in planning my wedding at all. I was more concerned with getting Farmhouse going, and as far as I was concerned, I was confident in my relationship with Jeremy that if we go to the courthouse and get married, that was fine by me. And I was more worried about building a future and a business and
getting
everything
it open. And
I gave them 1 day to find my wedding dress. I think I stressed them both greatly. I said, I'm going to pick up, I think I picked up a coffee grinder or something. I said, I'm picking up this grinder. There's this bridal store, and this bridal store. If they don't have anything, I'll just order a dress off the internet. And I think I panicked them greatly because those two were hardcore shoppers that day. And it literally came down to the last place that I had that I said, well, we can try here. And I walked in, I said, oh, I like that dress. And they're like, well, do you want to look around? I'm like, no, I like that one. And they're like, well, do you want to try it on? I'm like, well, sure, but that's the dress I'm getting. And they're like, well, you're just done. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, that's my dress. And So it was.
I'm happy with that one.
Yep, I tried it on. I loved it, and I said, "This is perfect." I got the grinder and the dress. We're done.
Best day of your life. There you go.
Yep, exactly. And I think I had both of them stressed that I was going to walk away with no dress and maybe order something off Amazon, and who knows what it would have looked like. But
That's
it all worked out good, and we had a beautiful wedding and
very big wedding, I bet.
Farmhouse Market's open, and we're good.
Absolutely. Hey,
So
your baby and your husband.
see?
What else do you need?
All good. All good.
That's funny. Do you have any more funny stories?
I don't know about funny, but all of my kids have legitimately been raised in Farmhouse Market.
Absolutely.
So I think Adley, I went back to work when she was 3 days old, and she literally grew up in the back of the coffee shop. She had her little swing. She had a little pack and play, which is still the joke that if anyone is scheduled a lot, I tell them that I can just get the pack and play down and they can just sleep there. And she had a little walker there, and she literally grew up as the little coffee shop baby. And
aww,
yeah,
that's adorable.
But I loved it. I had different people that would come in throughout the day, and
Rockers,
I'm pretty sure they came in way more for baby snuggles than anything. But she most definitely grew up 100% at the coffee shop. Then I had Cashton, and he was a little more of a bull in a china closet there, so he got to spend more time with his dad than at the coffee shop for
I can see that.
for everyone's safety. But then Kaisley, she was the same. I wasn't working as much when I had her, but she still came in a lot, and that was when the baby packs became more popular. So I think I wore her a lot, and I always had an apron over her. So
that's funny.
Yeah, so she was definitely my one that got toted around everywhere.
That's great. So all your kids are either farm raised or coffee shop raised.
Yep, they are 100% tied to what Jeremy and I do.
That's wonderful. So
yes,
one day they'll take over fully.
That's the plan. That's
great. The plan. So how do they like farming?
Cashton loves it. Jeremy's drilling wheat north of town, and Cashton has been helping him all weekend, everything. I think he drilled for a solid 12 hours on Monday.
There you go. That's a real farmer right there.
He is, and he absolutely loves it. But it was funny on Tuesday. He said, "Well, Mom, you could let me miss school, and I could just go help Dad move, but you're not going to let me. So I hope you enjoy that hour and a half driving to move Dad 2 miles." And he was 100% correct, because I got tied up with stuff at the store. I was rushing up there to get Jeremy moved, and I told him, I said, Cashton was right. It maybe would have been worth him missing school to help me with this. And just today, actually, yesterday, they're talking about corn harvest coming up, and Cashton thinks he should be running a combine this year.
About that.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy's like, that's a lot of horsepower for a little boy. And he goes, but I can do it, Dad. I'm like, we have no doubt that you can, but you have to get an education. So we told him, we're like, if you don't go to school, Mom and Dad go to jail. But he was more concerned. He's like, well, is it like a long time, or is it just one night? So he's ready to feed us to the wolves.
I mean, he has a point. If he really loves that, then
don't encourage him.
If it's just one night, I mean, he'll be fine.
That's his thought process for sure.
That's funny.
But no, all 3 kids are very involved in everything we do, and Cashton for sure will be the farmer of the family. I can
by
guarantee
the age
you
of
that.
12, he's going to be running you and
Exactly. He'll be boss.
Yes, you guys have to go do that. I'm busy doing this.
Exactly. So. Exactly. I could see it, and there's moments that I'm ready for that.
Absolutely. Hey, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
You get to step back, retire.
Let him stress over it.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Meghan, for coming here and telling us about your story and Farmhouse Market story. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course. And if you guys ever want to go talk to Meghan about a sponsorship or want to go get a coffee, make sure you go. Bye. Thank you.